Hi everyone, welcome back to iBloom. I'm Roshan Radhakrishnan, and today we're discussing a few important topics: the signs of mental health issues and the stigma around mental health. In the IB program, students often face high levels of stress and pressure. It's essential to understand some of the common mental health challenges that can arise throughout your journey. Mental health issues are actually much more common than we think. Research from the Centers for Disease Control found that more than 1 in 3 high school students have experienced poor mental health. To better understand what we may encounter, let's take a closer look at the 4 main mental health issues. Stress is a natural response to pressure, but when it becomes chronic, it can lead to physical and mental health problems. It can manifest as headaches, sleep problems, and irritability. Anxiety involves excessive fear, worry, or nervousness about everyday situations. It's more than just feeling stressed. It can be debilitating and interfere with one's day-to-day activities. Burnout is a state of emotional, physical, and mental exhaustion caused by prolonged stress. It often results in feeling overwhelmed, emotionally drained, and unable to meet constant demands. Depression is a mood disorder characterized by persistent feelings of sadness, hopelessness, and a lack of interest in activities once enjoyed. It can affect one's ability to function in daily life. Being able to understand which of these mental health issues you have had or may have is absolutely necessary in order to improve your condition. Let's discuss some common signs for each of these 4 conditions, which may help you identify what you may be currently experiencing. When you are stressed, headaches, muscle tension, sleep problems, irritability, feeling overwhelmed, and difficulty relaxing your mind are all sure-shot signs of stress. Anxiety often carries symptoms like feeling restless, wound up, easily fatigued, and quick to anger. Burnout normally causes you to feel drained and overwhelmed, resulting in reduced performance and productivity, detachment from work or study, feeling cynical or negative towards your tasks, and finally, resulting in decreased satisfaction and sense of accomplishment. Signs of depression include persistent sadness, anxiousness, loss of interest or pleasure in hobbies and activities, decreased energy or fatigue, difficulty concentrating, remembering, or making decisions, changes in sleep patterns such as insomnia or oversleeping, and finally, appetite and/or weight changes. Pause the video to contemplate and ask yourself whether you've been experiencing any of these symptoms. If you're not sure what you're experiencing, it's important to talk to a healthcare professional since they can provide guidance and support.
It's important also to realize that high schoolers today have so much more pressure to do well, to get good grades. Everything is almost like a competition now in high school. So we have to recognize that they're under a lot more stress, and we have to recognize that when thinking about mental health planning.
Unfortunately, I do. I feel that social media has us looking at everyone's highlight reel and everyone's photoshopped and filtered, and we're not looking at reality. And so then we're comparing ourselves to that, and comparison is the thief of joy. So I always encourage people to be careful with who you follow, what you're looking at every day, and minimize that time, but also to look for accounts that you follow that inspire you, motivate you, and make you feel good instead of you showing up and comparing yourselves to things that are just not real.
The impact of the symptoms that you're seeing, right? Whether that's changes in appetite, sleep, concentration, changes in how they engage with other people or activities that they would normally enjoy.
So what are the warning signs? Your child may experience some of these emotions you see on the screen, such as anxiety, lack of motivation, feeling overwhelmed, unable to enjoy things. Sleep habits could change. Their grades might drop. They may withdraw or report physical pain like stomach aches or headaches. If you think your child needs help, reach out to your pediatrician, school counselor, or social worker.
Now, let's hear from some students about the signs they notice when experiencing mental health issues.
I also have a tremendous amount of anxiety surrounding not only college, but my future, wanting to accomplish my goals.
So what am I going to do for my senior pictures? Mila says her mother has encouraged her to attend therapy.
I have gotten treatment, but I guess something that I'm worried about is if I were to, spend more time at my therapist or more time going and getting help, that I'm going to be behind in classes, or I may not be as competitive as I want to be in my college applications.
Parents are like, hey, you should get to yada yada yada, and they do a lot just to, make their resume perfect, and then that puts a lot of competition onto us because I don't really do anything, so we're all just struggling a little.
I give myself a lot of academic pressure, and it's also again, the people around me getting really good grades, and I feel like I'm not as good as them.
My parents are always like, you need to get into a good college to get a good job and then get a stable life. Don't go entrepreneuring or waste all your life savings on stocks.
I guess when my mom doesn't pressure me, I kind of feel like I have to do it myself. So when she's not there, I kind of have to fill in for her.
I don't know, I compare myself to other students, it's not even my mom anymore.
I am doing very well. I see a therapist, a nutritionist, and a psychiatrist regularly to help me manage any lingering thoughts that may encourage me to engage in eating disorder behavior, such as restricting. And I also have my family for support, and they've grown a lot in how to best support me, and they've been very, very great and helpful.
Now, let's talk about stigma. What is it and how does it affect mental health? Stigma refers to negative attitudes and beliefs that lead people to fear, reject, avoid, or discriminate against others. In the context of mental health, stigma can prevent people from reaching out and seeking the help they need. Stigma prevents almost 40% of individuals who are experiencing anxiety from seeking help. This is a significant barrier to mental health care. It's okay to feel what you feel. Acknowledge your experiences and seek help when you need it. There's no shame in taking care of your mental health.
Students talk to me about the importance of talking about it. So how can we facilitate conversations with students? What should you say to try to get a student to trust you, to open up to you?
I think that connection, that sense of connection between young people and adults, whether that's their parents, community members, teachers, school counselors, is incredibly important and can really bridge that gap between how students are feeling and solutions to help them feel better and to do better. And so a lot of it is asking them questions, asking them how they're feeling, asking them what's going on with them, noticing when there are changes in their behavior, when there are changes in their eating or their sleeping patterns for parents, changes in what's going on in their classrooms, to really be attentive. I think that's the most important thing that adults can do, is to pay attention and to ask good questions. That leads to everything else.
Talking with a friend I didn't know very well. She would tell me about self-harm. She would tell me where she cut herself so her parents didn't see. It was devastating and heartbreaking. And I laughed. Because once again, I didn't have the words to talk about my mental health and the mental health of the people I cared about. Students are expected to advocate for their own mental health when they have never had to do so before. It's a lot to ask, and it results in students not getting help until they are actively in crisis. We need mental health integration in the classroom. And the coolest thing is that it's not that hard. Studies show, for instance, when students can write essays that break down complicated feelings or circumstances that they may be encountering at home, they are able to better analyze and process their own thoughts, which can result in healthier emotional regulation. It's a stressful time for kids. When you're stepping into your own and figuring out who you are, that can be difficult. And by integrating education on mental health into the classroom, we are providing students with the resources they need to navigate this complex time.
A good way to self-reflect and understand how you've been feeling is by using a journal. Tracking your thoughts and emotions throughout the day can provide insights into your mental health and help you recognize patterns. Remember, you're not alone. Many students face similar challenges, and there's always help available. Thank you for watching. See you in the next episode, and take care of your mental health.